Before we dive in, imagine a world where private messages vanish overnight from one of the largest social platforms because of a scandal involving its owner. Curious? Stay tuned. Welcome to the Elon Daily News. This podcast is created by Generative AI. Today is 18 April 2025, and we're unpacking the latest headlines about Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. Let's start with a story that has reignited debates about technology, responsibility, and regulatory oversight. The fatal 2018 crash involving Walter Huang, a Tesla Model X driver using Autopilot, is back in the spotlight. Huang, an Apple engineer and Tesla enthusiast, had previously reported issues with Autopilot on the same stretch of highway where his vehicle ultimately veered off course and collided with a concrete median at high speed, resulting in his death. The National Transportation Safety Board launched an investigation, expecting Tesla's cooperation. However, Elon Musk's relationship with the agency quickly soured. Tesla released statements blaming Huang for the crash before the investigation concluded, violating NTSB protocols. This led to a heated confrontation between Musk and NTSB chairman Robert Sumwalt, with Musk threatening lawsuits and accusing the agency of stifling innovation. Ultimately, Musk hung up on investigators, ending Tesla's cooperation. This episode highlights Musk's ongoing friction with regulators, even as Tesla has benefited from government support. The incident also underscores Musk's aggressive defense of Autopilot and full self-driving technology, and his willingness to mobilize online supporters against critics. It's a vivid example of the challenges regulators face as they try to keep up with rapid advances in autonomous driving. Shifting to Mars, Robert Zubrin, a prominent advocate for space exploration, has published a critical analysis of Elon Musk's vision for colonizing the Red Planet. Zubrin agrees that Mars is the most promising destination for human settlement beyond Earth, but he takes issue with Musk's approach. He argues that the current NASA Artemis lunar program lacks clear goals and is driven more by vendor interests than genuine exploration. While Zubrin praises SpaceX's Starship for its capabilities, he suggests that relying solely on it for Mars missions is a mistake. Instead, he proposes developing a smaller starboat for surface-to-orbit travel on Mars. Zubrin also warns that if Mars colonization is seen as a partisan or personal project tied to Musk or political figures, it risks being derailed by future administrations. He critiques Musk's idea of sending 1 million people to Mars as unrealistic and ethically questionable, emphasizing that any settlement must grow gradually, starting with small, resilient pioneer groups. The broader message: Mars exploration should expand human knowledge and civilization, not serve as an escape plan for a select few. The article sparked lively debate about the biological, ethical, and political challenges of space colonization, and whether private companies or national agencies should lead the way. Now, let's talk about the intersection of government and Musk's business interests. The Trump administration's so-called Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, has spared Department of Transportation employees who support SpaceX and Starlink launches, even as thousands of other DOT jobs face cuts. The fiscal year 2025 DOT budget specifically protects roles in air traffic control, pipeline management, and cybersecurity that are essential to commercial space operations. Critics argue that Musk's influence is clear, as eliminating these positions would directly impact his company's ability to launch rockets and manage space traffic. Notably, about 80% of FAA overtime is now linked to supporting SpaceX launches, highlighting the growing demands Musk's ventures place on federal agencies. The budget also allocates significant funds to the Office of Commercial Space Transportation and the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration, both of which play key roles in supporting the space industry. Transparency advocates are raising concerns about conflicts of interest and the need for stronger oversight as Musk's influence in Washington grows. On the defense front, SpaceX, in partnership with Palantir and Anduril, is emerging as the leading contender to build components of President Trump's ambitious Golden Dome missile defense shield. The plan involves deploying hundreds, possibly over 1,000 satellites to detect and track missiles worldwide, with a separate fleet of attack satellites to intercept threats. SpaceX is proposing a subscription-based model for government access to the system, which could speed up deployment, but raises questions about control and long-term costs. The Pentagon is still evaluating proposals, with traditional defense giants like Northrop Grumman and Boeing also in the mix. SpaceX estimates the initial engineering and design costs for its satellite custody layer add up to $10 billion. The project has drawn scrutiny over its feasibility, potential for being overwhelmed by large-scale attacks, and the close ties between Musk and the Trump administration. Lawmakers are calling for careful oversight, given Musk's advisory role and campaign donations. Finally, a major change is coming to X, formerly known as Twitter. Following reports that Elon Musk sent direct messages offering to impregnate women, including cryptocurrency influencer Tiffany Fong, the platform has announced it will soon discontinue its direct messaging feature. The news broke after a software engineer at X confirmed the DM system's impending removal, following a Wall Street Journal expose detailing Musk's personal messages and his unconventional approach to fatherhood. Musk, who has 14 children and has spoken about his desire to repopulate the world with high IQ individuals, dismissed the report but has not directly addressed the allegations. The removal of DMs is officially unexplained, but many see it as a reaction to the negative publicity. For X users, this marks a significant shift, eliminating private messaging on the platform and adding to ongoing debates about Musk's leadership and personal conduct. That wraps up today's episode of the Elon Daily News. Remember, links to all the stories we discussed can be found in the episode notes. As always, the content here reflects news coverage in public media and does not represent our own opinions. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow with more updates on Elon Musk, Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink.